Quicker today because we only have two candidates, and I know both candidates are out today. They're advanced polls, and I'm encouraging everyone as soon as they get out here, if they haven't already, to get out and vote. The sooner the better. So what I want to start with each candidate, and we'll start here on my left, Peter first, with 3 minutes to share and tell us why they and their parties are the best choice for your riding. And so we've asked Dave Nicholson, he's going to be the timekeeper, to make sure you keep that at 3 minutes, and you'll see we'll have some placards that will count down. After that, what we'll do is we'll just take questions from the group, from the people here. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, and preferably would ask not direct questions to them, but something they can both answer. A question on policy, or on how they see the issues or the concerns of their constituents. So, we'll start, Peter. So, tell me why that we should choose you.
Hi, everybody.
There's a mic if you want.
Thanks, everybody, for coming, and thank you for listening to me. Peter Meic, I'm with it's Meic, by the way, just so when you see the ballot, you know you're voting. About 2 years ago, sorry, I figured I could hear myself just fine. About 2 years ago, I decided to take a look at politics and political parties, and because I'm concerned. Because I'm concerned about my home, I'm concerned about the future of my children, I'm concerned about Alberta, I'm concerned about where we're going. The Green Party is very concerned about where we're going. So I decided I would look into it a little bit further. I'm not a politician. I can't lie to save my life. I don't believe that is a job for people that we vote for. I think we're supposed to represent our constituents. So I went down and I met Janet Keating, our leader, and a few of the others who are on the top levels of the party. And I realized that there are people like me. They care very much. They care about where Alberta is going. They care about my children as much as their own. So I decided to get involved and help them out a bit. As things went along, I got a phone call, an email asking me if I would consider running. And it scared me to death, as this does. But I want to help them form a government. Why do I want to help them form a government? Because I think Green Party policies are people-centered. I think they're the right thing for all the people. In 2012, we had the PCs form a majority government, 70% of the seats on less than 44% of the popular vote. This means 56% of the population doesn't get represented. That's not majority rules. That is a rejection of the majority in favor of the minority. Green Party believes in environmental justice. Green Party believes in social justice. Green Party, one word, is about respect. It's about respect for ourselves, for our children, for our environment, for politics, for democracy. It's about respect for all of the things we hold dear and sacred. It's respect for our water systems, respect for our oceans, for our rivers and streams. I believe that green policy is what's going to be required in the years to come, and I think Alberta should be at the forefront of the change. I don't think we should be lagging behind the rest of the world, and we are. I don't think change needs to hurt, and I'm out of time. Thank you so very much for listening to me.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much, and thank you for your passion. You know, we've got something in common. We both have long hair.
Let's hope it goes further than that.
It's kind of neat to see not neat, it's an empty table. So anyhow, you know, it's we're at the crunch time of the campaign, so as I said to Cam, I won't be staying for the entire duration of this, but I wanted to make sure I attend because we haven't had any forums in our area. You know, I've been elected here since 2008. At that time, I think I was the only politician in the province that represented the constituency that he was born in. And I was born in Pembroke, and at that time, my constituency had Pembroke. And so, since then, since 2008, I was the youngest one at that time. I was 28 years old. I just turned 28 2 days before the election. So since then, I have had the privilege of being able to accomplish quite a bit. Within my first term, I was able to pass legislation that turned Mount Royal College and Grant MacEwan College into universities. I was able to help secure a lot of important funding for Northeast Calgary projects. We've been able to get a lot of very significant infrastructure built in the Northeast, which is critical for our communities. I've been able to serve now in my third different portfolio. Some of you may recall I was Minister of Service Alberta. In that portfolio, I'm the one that pushed for a national code to protect consumers on cell phones. So you have strengthened cancellation rights, more roaming notifications. That's all as a result of our lobbying. I was the first provincial minister to push for a national change. I've been the Minister of Human Services, where when I became the minister, I found out that there was information that was not disclosed to the public about the children in care that had passed away. And I'm the one that made it public. Because our children, every single one of them, deserve to have a voice. And so we've made that public. And now our economy is in a very critical place. This is a time where we have to ensure that we protect jobs, we protect the economy, and we take steps that will ensure that Alberta is a strong and prosperous place for years to come. We have very significant challenges right now when it comes to our finances. They can be managed with a reasonable, pragmatic plan, not extreme plans. So I think we've put forward a budget that reflects that. It's not easy, it's not simple, it is tough, but we can make it happen to ensure that Alberta has prosperity for years to come.
So are there some questions that somebody would like to ask the panel? Oh, there we are, Michelle.
Thank you. Hello everyone. I want to acknowledge we're on 37 land, and I want to thank both of the candidates for being part of our political system. I know firsthand seeing people be disengaged and not stepping up and being part of the political system. So thank you for that. And I also wanted to say that Manmeet's been my MLA, and I care a lot about Indigenous issues and women issues, and Manmeet worked really hard behind the scenes to actually get midwifery funded for women in Alberta, which was a barrier when I had my daughter. So my question to both of you is a little more about your Indigenous platform and what you'd like to see be implemented that would help our area for our First Nations, Meic, and Invit.
Well, thanks, Michelle. Michelle is a very, very passionate person. When I first got elected in 2008, you were driving. That's where I first saw you. You were driving by it, weren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah. So she's like, "Oh, you're gonna win, so I'm not gonna vote for you. I'm gonna vote for the other guy just for the heck of it." I said, "Seriously?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, what's it gonna take for you to vote for me?" And she said, "Well, this is what I care about." And she told me about midwifery. And so here's this 28-year-old MLA who's single at the time, who doesn't know a heck of a lot about midwifery, but I stood up in the assembly day after day after day saying we have to fight to get midwives funded in Alberta. And we did.
You did.
And we did. Made it happen. So, that's what being a grassroots community MLA is all about. And so, look, our First Peoples are, I'll tell you, Michelle, in my time as Minister of Human Services, I was able to spend a lot of time with First Nations leaders, Indigenous leaders across the province, and community members. And there are serious challenges. One of the things that troubled the heck out of me is children in care. First Nations children in care. We have an over-representation of First Nations children in care. It's a very significant issue, something I'm very passionate about. So I took actual concrete steps to reduce that. And one of the steps we took is Alberta is the only jurisdiction that has signed up to implement a practice framework called Signs of Safety. Now, everywhere this practice framework has been implemented, there has been a very significant decline in First Nations children coming into the care of the state. This started in Western Australia, and Alberta is the only jurisdiction in the world next to Western Australia that did a wide-scale implementation of it. That's a concrete example of making lives better for First Nations children.